Success isn't built on titles, positions, or corner offices. It's built on influence, on the ability to connect with people and inspire them to move forward together. Leadership isn't about where you stand in the hierarchy. It's about how you lift others, whether you're leading up, across, or down. Welcome to the Leadership Code, your channel for timeless wisdom and practical strategies to grow as a leader. Today, we're diving into John C. Maxwell's powerful book, The 360-Degree Leader, a guide that proves you don't need to be at the top to make a difference. Listening to this audiobook summary will give you the tools to influence from wherever you are, and to transform your workplace, your community, and even your family. John Maxwell, the world's foremost authority on leadership, has written more than 40 books that have shaped leaders across generations. His teachings remain timeless because they speak to the human side of leadership, the courage, humility, and persistence it takes to inspire others. The purpose of the 360-Degree Leader is simple yet profound: to show you how to lead effectively from the middle of an organization. You'll learn how to overcome myths, face challenges, and practice principles that allow you to lead your boss, your peers, and your team. The book is structured into 6 sections. It begins with 7 myths of leading from the middle, explores 7 challenges leaders face, then lays out 9 principles for leading up, 7 principles for leading across, and 7 principles for leading down, before concluding with 5 core values of a 360-degree leader. Together, these parts form a complete roadmap for influence at every level. So, lean in, listen closely, and let's unlock the secrets of leadership that go beyond titles. If this inspires you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the Leadership Code, because leadership is not a position, it's a lifestyle. Section 1. The myths of leading from the middle of an organization. Leadership isn't reserved for the corner office or the person whose name is on the door. It's about influence, and influence can happen anywhere, whether you're at the top, in the middle, or just starting out. That's the heartbeat of John Maxwell's The 360-Degree Leader. Imagine standing in the middle of an organization, surrounded by people pulling you in every direction. Above you are leaders making decisions. Beside you are peers who expect cooperation. Below you are people who look to you for clarity and direction. When you're in that position, it's easy to doubt yourself. Many people begin to believe that real leadership only happens at the top. Maxwell opens section 1 by breaking that belief apart. He starts with powerful stories of leaders like William Wallace, Gandhi, and Martin Luther King Jr., figures who stood visibly at the front. Their images can fool us into thinking leadership is only for the few who rise to the highest position. But Maxwell reminds us that these images are misleading. 99% of leadership, he says, actually happens from the middle of an organization, not from the top. That's why he begins the book by tackling the myths that hold people back from leading right where they are. These 7 myths shape how people see their role, their value, and their potential. And once those myths fall apart, you begin to understand that leadership is not about rank. It's about responsibility, character, and the influence you choose to build every day. Myth number 1, the position myth: I can't lead if I'm not at the top. Maxwell reminds us that leadership is not about titles, it's about trust. He shares stories of middle managers who transformed entire teams by simply stepping up, proving that influence doesn't wait for a promotion. Myth number 2, the destination myth: when I get to the top, then I'll learn to lead. Waiting until you're there is like waiting to learn how to swim until you're in the deep end. Maxwell insists, start practicing leadership now, wherever you are. Myth number 3, the influence myth: if I were on top, then people would follow me. Influence isn't automatic. People don't follow titles, they follow character, consistency, and care. Myth number 4, the inexperience myth: when I get to the top, I'll be in control. The truth: leadership at any level comes with challenges. Maxwell shares how even CEOs face limits, reminding us that control is an illusion. What matters is adaptability. Myth number 5, the freedom myth: when I get to the top, I'll no longer be limited. Ironically, the higher you go, the more responsibility you carry. Freedom doesn't come from position, it comes from discipline and wise choices. Myth number 6, the potential myth: I can't reach my potential if I'm not the top leader. Maxwell flips this on its head. Your potential is unlocked by growth, not by position. Every day you lead yourself and others, you're expanding your capacity. Myth number 7, the all-or-nothing myth. If I can't get to the top, then I won't try to lead. This is the most dangerous myth. Maxwell urges us to reject the idea that leadership only matters at the top. Every act of influence, mentoring a colleague, encouraging a peer, guiding a team, counts. Section Review. Maxwell's message is clear. Leadership is not about climbing a ladder, it's about making a difference wherever you stand. Influence flows in every direction, upward to your boss, sideways to your peers, and downward to your team. Practical steps. Lead yourself first. Show discipline and integrity. Add value to others daily. Small acts of encouragement build trust. Stop waiting for permission. Start leading in the space you already occupy. So, as you reflect on these myths, remember, leadership is not a destination, it's a daily choice. And if this resonates with you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the Leadership Code. Together, we'll keep unlocking the timeless truths of leadership. Section 2. The challenges 360-degree leaders face. Leadership from the middle isn't easy. You're not at the top calling the shots, and you're not at the bottom simply following orders. You're right in that tension-filled space between, where expectations come from every direction. This is where John Maxwell says the real test of leadership begins. Imagine standing in the middle of an organization. You look up and feel the pressure from senior leaders who want results. You look around and see peers who need cooperation and support. You look down and see team members who depend on your guidance. It is a dynamic, noisy, crowded place, and Maxwell calls it the crossroads of leadership. Section 2 of the 360-degree leader explores the 7 challenges every leader in the middle must face if they want to influence in all directions. These challenges aren't theoretical. They are the everyday obstacles that shape your character, stretch your patience, and strengthen your ability to lead with clarity and confidence. Challenge number 1, the tension challenge, the pressure of being caught in the middle. Maxwell paints the picture vividly. You're squeezed between expectations from above and needs from below. The lesson: learn to thrive in the tension, because it's in that pressure that influence is forged. Challenge number 2, the frustration challenge, following an ineffective leader. What happens when your boss isn't inspiring? Maxwell shares stories of leaders who chose to rise above frustration by focusing on what they could control, adding value to their teams and modeling excellence. Challenge number 3, the multi-hat challenge, one head, many hats. Middle leaders juggle roles: coach, communicator, problem solver, motivator. Maxwell reminds us that flexibility is the secret weapon. Adapt to the hat you're wearing without losing your identity. Challenge number 4, the ego challenge. You're often hidden in the middle. Recognition is rare in the middle. Maxwell urges us to resist the pull of ego and instead focus on impact. Influence is often invisible, but it's always powerful. Challenge number 5, the fulfillment challenge. Leaders like the front more than the middle. It's natural to crave the spotlight. But Maxwell says fulfillment comes not from position, but from purpose, knowing you're making a difference even if the applause is faint. Challenge number 6, the vision challenge, championing a vision you didn't create. Leaders in the middle must carry someone else's vision. Maxwell encourages us to embrace it wholeheartedly, adding our own passion and clarity to make it real for the people we lead. Challenge number 7, the influence challenge. Leading others beyond your position is not easy. Influence without authority is tough. Maxwell's advice? Build trust, earn respect, and lead by example. Influence grows when people see consistency in your actions. Section Review. Maxwell's message is clear. Challenges are not roadblocks, they're refining fires. Each difficulty faced in the middle is an opportunity to grow stronger, wiser, and more impactful. Practical steps. Accept tension as part of growth. Focus on what you can control, not what frustrates you. Wear your many hats with adaptability and grace. Seek fulfillment in purpose, not position. Champion the vision with passion, even if it's not yours. Led by example, your influence will speak louder than your title. So, if you're navigating the middle, remember, these challenges are shaping you into the kind of leader people want to follow. And if this inspired you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the Leadership Code. Together, we'll keep unlocking the timeless truths of leadership. Section 3. The Principles 360-Degree Leaders. Practice to lead up. Leading from the middle isn't just about managing tasks. It's about influencing upward with character, clarity, and intention. John Maxwell calls this leading up, and in Section 3 of the 360-Degree Leader, he introduces 9 powerful principles that help you add value to those above you while expanding your own leadership capacity. Imagine walking into work knowing that your actions today could influence the people above you. Not through pressure, not through politics, but through the quiet strength of who you are. That is the heart of this section. Maxwell explains that leading up is never about manipulating your boss or chasing approval. It is about becoming the kind of person leaders naturally trust, rely on, and turn to when things matter. Section 3 lays out 9 practical, actionable principles that show you how to lead upward with confidence, consistency, and character. These principles help you grow your influence, strengthen relationships, and elevate the entire organization from the middle. Principle number 1. Lead yourself exceptionally well. Maxwell reminds us that self-leadership is the foundation. Discipline, integrity, and consistency earn trust. If you can't lead yourself, you'll never earn the right to lead others. Principle number 2. Lighten your leader's load. Great leaders don't add problems, they solve them. Maxwell shares stories of employees who became indispensable simply by making their boss's job easier. Principle number 3. Be willing to do what others won't. Influence grows when you step into the hard, thankless tasks. Maxwell urges us to embrace responsibility others avoid. It sets you apart. Principle number 4. Do more than manage. Lead. Managing keeps things running. Leading creates momentum. Maxwell challenges us to inspire, innovate, and move people forward, not just maintain the status quo. Principle number 5. Invest in relational chemistry. Relationships are the currency of influence. Maxwell emphasizes building trust, respect, and genuine connection with your leader. Chemistry opens doors that competence alone cannot. Principle number 6. Be prepared every time you take your leader's time. Preparation shows respect. Maxwell insists, never walk into a meeting empty-handed. Come with solutions, ideas, and clarity. Principle number 7. Know when to push and when to back off. Timing is everything. Maxwell teaches that wisdom lies in discerning when to advocate strongly and when to wait. Principle number 8. Become a go-to player. Reliability builds influence. Maxwell says leaders naturally lean on those who consistently deliver. Be the person your boss can count on. Principle number 9. Be better tomorrow than you are today. Growth is the ultimate leadership principle. Maxwell's call is simple. Keep learning, keep improving, keep stretching yourself. Section Review. Maxwell's 9 principles remind us that leading up is about service, growth, and influence. It's not about climbing over your leader, it's about lifting them, and in the process, lifting yourself. Practical steps. Start with self-discipline. Model the behavior you want others to follow. Look for ways to ease your leader's burden. Volunteer for tough assignments. Build trust through preparation and consistency. Commit to daily growth. Small steps compound into big influence. So, if you're ready to lead up, remember, influence is earned through service, trust, and growth. And if this inspired you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the Leadership Code. Together, we'll keep unlocking the timeless truths of leadership. Section 4. The Principles 360-Degree Leaders. Practice to lead across. Leadership isn't just about influencing those above you or guiding those below you. It is also about how you lead across, among the people who stand beside you every day. John Maxwell calls this the art of leading across, And in Section 4 of the 360-degree Leader, he shares 7 principles that help you build trust, collaboration, and influence with colleagues at your level. Imagine working alongside a team of talented people, each carrying their own goals, pressures, and personalities. No titles separating you. No authority to demand action. Just daily interactions, shared responsibilities, and the quiet power of mutual influence. This is where Maxwell says real leadership is tested. It is in the sideways relationships, peer-to-peer, where your character and consistency matter the most. Section 4 shows how leaders in the middle can influence across the organization by focusing on connection, respect, and authenticity. The goal is simple: help others win so the entire organization rises with you. In this part of the book, Maxwell introduces 7 principles that strengthen your ability to lead across with integrity, empathy, and genuine collaboration. Principle number 1. Understand, practice, and complete the leadership loop. Maxwell explains that leadership is a cycle of caring, learning, appreciating, and trusting. When you consistently show respect and reliability, you complete the loop, and peers begin to see you as a leader worth following. Principle number 2. Put completing fellow leaders ahead of competing with them. Instead of rivalry, Maxwell urges us to focus on complementing others' strengths. He shares examples of teams that thrived when leaders stopped competing and started completing each other. Principle number 3. Be a friend. Influence grows through genuine relationships. Maxwell reminds us that being approachable, supportive, and trustworthy makes collaboration natural and effective. Principle number 4. Avoid office politics. Politics erode trust. Maxwell warns against manipulation or favoritism, urging leaders to stay above the fray and focus on fairness and integrity. Principle number 5. Expand your circle of acquaintances. The broader your network, the greater your influence. Maxwell encourages leaders to intentionally connect with diverse peers, building bridges across departments and cultures. Principle number 6. Let the best idea win. True leadership isn't about ego, it's about outcomes. Maxwell insists that leaders must champion the best idea, regardless of whose it is, creating a culture of collaboration and innovation. Principle number 7. Don't pretend you're perfect. Authenticity builds trust. Maxwell reminds us that vulnerability and humility make leaders relatable, and peers are more likely to follow someone who admits mistakes and grows from them. Section Review. Maxwell's principles for leading across highlight the power of collaboration. Influence among peers doesn't come from authority. It comes from trust, respect, and the willingness to put the team above self. Practical steps. Build genuine friendships with colleagues. Resist the temptation to compete. Focus on completing others. Stay clear of office politics and lead with integrity. Expand your network and embrace diversity. Celebrate the best ideas, no matter where they come from. Led with humility. Authenticity is magnetic. So, as you practice leading across, remember, leadership is not about standing out alone, but about standing strong together. And if this inspired you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the Leadership Code. Together, we'll keep unlocking the timeless truths of leadership. Section 5. The Principles 360-degree Leaders. Practice to lead down. Leadership isn't just about influencing upward or sideways. It is also about how we lead down, guiding and empowering the people entrusted to us. John Maxwell reminds us that leading down is about service, growth, and modeling the kind of leadership that multiplies itself. In Section 5 of the 360-degree Leader, he introduces 7 principles that help leaders inspire and develop their teams with purpose and humanity. Think about the people who look to you for guidance. They notice how you speak, how you react under pressure, how you make decisions, and even how you move through the workplace. Maxwell says leading down is not about directing people with authority. It is about lifting them with presence, clarity, belief, and care. Your team follows who you are long before they follow what you say. Section 5 lays out 7 principles that teach you how to lead those under your care with real impact. These principles focus on connection, encouragement, development, and vision. When practiced well, they help you build a team that grows stronger, more confident, and more capable over time. The result is leadership that doesn't just manage people, but transforms them. Principle number 1. Walk slowly through the halls. Maxwell paints a simple but powerful picture. Great leaders are visible, approachable, and present. By slowing down, greeting people, and listening, you build trust and show that every person matters. Principle number 2. See everyone as a 10. Maxwell challenges us to see the highest potential in others. Treating people as capable and valuable inspires them to rise to the level of your belief. Principle number 3. Develop each team member as a person. Leadership is personal. Maxwell urges us to invest in people's growth, not just their skills, but their character, confidence, and dreams. Principle number 4. Place people in their strength zones. When people work in areas of strength, they flourish. Maxwell emphasizes aligning tasks with talents, so team members feel energized and effective. Principle number 5. Model the behavior you desire. Leadership is caught more than taught. Maxwell insists that leaders must embody the values and work ethic they expect from others. Principle number 6. Transfer the vision. A leader's vision must become the team's vision. Maxwell teaches that sharing the why behind the mission inspires ownership and passion. Principle number 7. Reward for results. Recognition fuels motivation. Maxwell reminds us to celebrate achievements, reinforcing the behaviors and outcomes that move the team forward. Section Review. Maxwell's principles for leading down highlight the essence of servant leadership. Influence downward isn't about authority, it's about presence, belief, development, alignment, modeling, vision, and recognition. When practiced consistently, these principles create teams that are motivated, empowered, and united. Practical steps. Be present and approachable. Make time for people. Believe in others' potential and speak it into them. Invest in personal growth, not just performance. Align tasks with strengths to maximize impact. Led by example, your actions set the tone. Share the vision clearly and passionately. Celebrate wins and reward results. So, as you lead down, remember, your greatest legacy isn't what you achieve alone, but what you inspire others to become. And if this inspired you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the Leadership Code. Together, we'll keep unlocking the timeless truths of leadership. Section 6. The value of 360-degree leaders. Leadership is never a solo act. It is a symphony, a shared movement of people working together towards something bigger than themselves. John Maxwell reminds us in Section 6 of the 360-degree leader that the true value of leadership isn't found in one person's brilliance. It comes from the collective influence of leaders at every level. Picture a workplace where leadership isn't trapped at the top. It flows. It circulates. It multiplies. Maxwell explains that organizations thrive when leadership becomes everyone's responsibility, not just the CEO's. When people lead up, lead across, and lead down, the entire organization grows stronger, more resilient, and more effective. Section 6 explores 5 powerful values that 360-degree leaders bring to any environment. These values are not abstract theories. They are practical truths proven in history, in business, and in everyday team life. They show why leaders in the middle are often the quiet force that holds everything together. This section walks you through each value with real examples and human lessons, revealing why middle leaders matter so deeply and why their influence can transform the entire organization. Value number 1. A leadership team is more effective than just one leader. Maxwell shows that organizations thrive when leadership is shared. One leader can set direction, but a team of leaders multiplies impact, ensuring resilience and creativity. Value number 2. Leaders are needed at every level of the organization. From the front lines to the executive suite, leadership is essential. Maxwell emphasizes that influence at every level keeps organizations agile and connected. Value number 3. Leading successfully at one level is a qualifier for leading at the next level. Leadership is a journey. Maxwell explains that mastering influence in the middle prepares you for greater responsibility at the top. Each level is a proving ground. Value number 4. Good leaders in the middle make better leaders at the top. Middle leaders who learn to influence without authority develop humility, empathy, and resilience, qualities that make them stronger when they eventually rise. Value number 5. 360-degree leaders possess qualities every organization needs. Maxwell highlights traits like adaptability, collaboration, and vision. These qualities aren't optional, they're the lifeblood of healthy organizations. Special section: Create an environment that unleashes 360-degree leaders. Maxwell concludes by urging organizations to cultivate cultures that empower leaders at all levels. When people are trusted, equipped, and encouraged, leadership multiplies, and the organization flourishes. Section Review. The value of 360-degree leaders is undeniable. They strengthen teams, bridge gaps, and prepare the next generation of leadership. Maxwell's message is clear: organizations don't just need leaders at the top, they need leaders everywhere. Practical steps: build leadership teams, not silos. Encourage leadership at every level. Treat each role as preparation for the next. Empower middle leaders, they're tomorrow's executives. Create cultures that unleash leadership potential. So, as you reflect on the value of 360-degree leaders, remember, leadership is not about position, it's about influence, and influence is needed everywhere. And if this inspired you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the Leadership Code. Together, we'll keep unlocking the timeless truths of leadership. Special section: Create an environment that unleashes 360-degree leaders. Imagine an organization where leadership isn't locked away at the top, but flows freely at every level. John Maxwell calls this the environment that unleashes 360-degree leaders, a culture where influence, growth, and collaboration thrive. In this special section of the 360-degree leader, Maxwell shows us how to create that kind of atmosphere. First, he reminds us that leadership multiplies when people are trusted. When organizations empower individuals to make decisions, take initiative, and lead in their sphere, they unlock creativity and ownership. Maxwell shares stories of companies that flourished because they gave middle leaders room to grow, instead of stifling them with rigid hierarchies. Second, he emphasizes the importance of equipping. Leaders at every level need training, resources, and mentoring. Maxwell insists that when organizations invest in developing people, not just top executives, but everyone, they build a pipeline of influence that strengthens the whole team. Third, he highlights encouragement. Recognition and affirmation fuel confidence. Maxwell urges leaders to celebrate progress, not just perfection, so that emerging leaders feel valued and motivated to keep growing. Finally, he calls for modeling. Senior leaders must embody the values they want to see replicated. Culture is caught more than taught, and when top leaders demonstrate humility, collaboration, and vision, those qualities ripple through the organization. Section Review. Maxwell's message is clear: organizations that unleash 360-degree leaders don't just produce results, they create movements. By trusting, equipping, encouraging, and modeling, they build environments where leadership is everyone's responsibility, and influence flows in every direction. Practical steps: empower people at all levels to make decisions. Provide training and mentoring consistently. Recognize and celebrate contributions. Model the culture you want to see. So, as you reflect on this special section, remember, leadership is not about one person at the top, it's about creating an environment where everyone leads, and together, the organization thrives. And if this inspired you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the Leadership Code. Let's keep building environments where leadership is unleashed, multiplied, and celebrated. Conclusion. As we close the journey through John Maxwell's The 360-Degree Leader, let's pause and reflect on the timeless truths we've uncovered. We began by breaking down the myths, those limiting beliefs that whisper, "You can't lead unless you're at the top." Maxwell showed us that leadership is not about position, but about influence. We then faced the challenges of leading from the middle, the tension, the frustration, the juggling of many hats. And yet, each challenge became a stepping stone, shaping us into resilient leaders who thrive under pressure. From there, Maxwell gave us the principles to lead up. Discipline yourself, lighten your leader's load, and become the kind of person others can depend on. He taught us how to lead across, building trust with peers, avoiding politics, and letting the best idea win. And finally, he showed us how to lead down, walking slowly through the halls, seeing everyone as a 10, and modeling the behavior we want to see in others. The value of 360-degree leadership is clear. Organizations don't just need leaders at the top, they need leaders everywhere. And when you step into that role, you not only grow yourself, but you multiply the impact of your team, your company, and your community. These lessons matter today more than ever. In a world hungry for connection, influence, and authenticity, leadership is not a title, it's a daily choice. Apply these principles, and you'll become a stronger leader, a better communicator, and a more impactful individual. So, let's carry this forward. Lead where you are. Influence in every direction. And remember, your leadership matters. If you enjoyed this summary, like, share, and subscribe to the Leadership Code for more powerful leadership book summaries.